Welcome to Purgatory.
Hello, I'm Angelica Wingsworth, coming to you live from Purgatory. Today, a very special guest has agreed to come out of her reflecting and tell us a little bit about her past life. She was a famous outlaw in the 1880s.
That's right, it's me, Belle Starr. Thanks for having me, Ange.
So, Belle, what was it like being an outlaw? Did you have a family while you were running from the law?
Well, my first husband was shot down. I remarried to Sam Starr. We had a child, Buford. Family wasn't a huge part of my life, unfortunately. I was best known for stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. I just didn't see family as a priority.
Would you encourage others to become outlaws? Why or why not?
Well, I think it depends on the person. It can be hard to get used to a place, but then be found and have to leave suddenly. I think it was easy for me because I was hardened by loss, and I knew what it was like to leave or be left without saying goodbye. I think the longest place I stayed was in Detroit for 9 months, and that was only because I was jailed for stealing horses.
So what you're saying is that the emotional part of it is the hardest?
Yes, definitely.
Well, thank you for coming.
Do you ever get tired for having to pay for the stuff that you want?
Have you ever hated someone so much that you want them gone forever?
If you've said yes to any of these questions, then being an outlaw is the job for you.
There's many upsides of being an outlaw. Just one is that the pay is so good, but only if you get it yourself from a bank vault.
Another perk is that running from the police all the time is quite a rush. Those are only some of the perks of being an outlaw.
And where, you asked, does this happen?
Right here in the Wild West.
Yeehaw!
Next up is Billy the Kid. Hello, Billy.
Hello.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Sure thing, sugar.
What made you go into a life of crime?
Well, when I was young, my father left me right after my mom died. I really had nowhere else to turn to support myself, so I joined a gang called the Bad Hombres to have some company.
Can you tell us what some of the benefits of being an outlaw are?
Well, I always thought it was nice to never have to pay for anything. Also, I felt like I was doing the right thing. The whole stealing and killing part was bad, but giving to the poor felt like the greater good. I also liked not having to tie myself down to any one place. As soon as I got busted by them police, I could just pack up my things and move to the next town that was in need of my services.
So why did you change your name from Henry McCarthy to Billy the Kid?
I first changed my name after a large bank robbery in the 1870s. That was the first big crime that I had committed, so I changed my name to William H. Boney so that the police couldn't track me. The second time I changed it, I used a nickname that the other outlaws had given me, the Kid, and I guess that name just stuck.
Why do most outlaws typically become outlaws? Where do they usually come from?
Well, most in my game and other gangs came from a rough background. We don't see outlaws that come from a family swimming in gold. If a kid had a hard life as a youngin', but had a good heart, he'd want to help others. So he comes to my business, stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. Either they were brought up from poor and lonely, or they had a tragedy and lost lots.
Ah, like your friend Belle Starr?
Yeah, she was a prime example of growing up rich and becoming someone who gives back. Having the tragedy of her father's business crash and family members die hardened her into the person she is.
I understand. Well, Billy, thank you for coming. Hope you get to heaven soon.